Hello, welcome to the Pitchy Podcast. We are your hosts, James
and Stephanie.
Here on the Pitchy Podcast, we are passionate about good music and a great vocal. We'll use the vehicle of NBC's The Voice to give you our feedback on each contestant. We'll give you our take on their voice and their overall performance. Here on the Pitchy Podcast, we'll always keep it 100 with our feedback and critiques of each contestant's vocal and overall performance, but what we're not here to do is come for anyone's character or any contestant as a human being. While we may come off a little pitchy at times, if you know what I mean, we'll do our best to speak our truths in love, kindness, and respect. And with that, let's get it on for night 6 of the Blind Auditions of The Voice Season 24.
Yes.
Hey, Stephanie, how are you doing on this lovely, gorgeous mid-Atlantic fall day?
I'm doing wonderful, but I have a feeling that you're doing even better since it is your special day today.
Oh, gosh, I'm doing all right. Yes, one more year around the sun, everybody. Today is my born day.
Yes, it is. We wish you the happiest.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Well, last night, what do we say about this season? It's just coming on strong.
Stacked.
It is coming on strong. Every time we think we've recovered from the tsunami, we get another one. And it's like, these storms just keep coming in and we get up from the wave and we're like, okay, we're recovered. And then another one just slams into us and we're just slain again.
Yes.
And last night, although short, it was effective and it was amazing. So let's go ahead and jump right in to our very first contestant of the night.
Yes.
Who did we have?
We had Willie Gomez, 37 years old from Miami, Florida, and he sang La Bachata by Manuel Turizo, and it was phenomenal. Spoiler.
Oh my gosh. First of all, no, you did not get a special voice message from the Britney Spears congratulating you and wishing you the best of luck. Are you kidding me? So just to give you all a little background, if you didn't watch the show, Willie came to this country from the Dominican Republic and had a very rough time when he got here because his father fell ill. His father had a stroke and then eventually unfortunately passed away. And Willie was like, I'm just going to use that. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger, basically.
Right.
And Willie became a dancer and got in on the who's who of pop icons, not just pop stars, pop icons. He's like, yeah, I danced with Britney, I danced with J-Lo, and I was like, are you kidding me? And then they flashed to this video of the Britney Spears leaving him a message, wishing him good luck. And what did she say? And he can't sing or something.
Yeah, he can't sing.
I said, come on, Britney. I said, come on. If the Princess of Pop says you can't sing, I was like, okay. Well, then Willie is going to bring it. So when Willie opened his mouth, I was like, no, this dude is not a true double threat. Now, he could be a triple threat. I don't know if he's a good actor, but if you're dancing with the likes of J-Lo and Britney, you already know that you are at the top of your game in that art. But he had the nerve to have a really good voice.
Yes.
And it's very difficult to come on a show like The Voice and sing a Spanish song that a lot of people do not know because, number one, it's in another language, and number two, it's a style of music that a lot of folks aren't familiar with. But when you sing it as good as he did, you don't need to know the words. Because the way he emoted, the way he sang the song, you knew exactly what he was singing about. And if you have enough Spanish in you to be dangerous, you kind of picked out words and knew what he was singing about. And he just, I just was like, dude, if you can dance and you can sing, like, like that, you're gonna be a superstar, dude.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
like the voice is just a springboard for what your platform is. And I love that he's a little bit more mature. And I use that term very lightly because 37 to me is not old at all. But
right.
the industry may think it's a little old. But I love that he's like, you know what? I'm going to shoot my shot in another one of my passions. I am as good a singer as I am a dancer. And
Yeah,
I just thought it was really good. I said, I would love to hear a Latin take on an R&B song because I heard R&B in his throat, Steph. Like I don't know if he sang I don't know any song. He could do
yeah.
an Usher song. He could do uh uh I don't know, a D'Angelo song. And if he threw some if he did like a Spanish verse of it,
Ooh.
I'd be like, yo, this dude is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
He had the look, he's obviously got the moves, and he's got the voice. So there is no stopping Mr. Willie. He really, really is not. Stephanie?
Absolutely. I loved his breathy yet rich voice. Like it was this perfect combination of like kind of a whisper at the beginning of his lines, but then this richness behind it. I loved how clear his pronunciations were of his words. It was
Yes.
really, really beautiful. His entire tone was light and energetic and bright. Like
Yes.
he was a light on the stage, like
Was.
literally. With being a dancer, of course, he is a natural performer. So like you were saying, and another one of the coaches, I think it might have been John, said like you've got it all. You can dance and you can sing. Like this mechanism of the voice could propel him to just being the next Latin pop star. Like
Right. The next Ricky Martin, the
the
next,
next Luis Fonsi. I think
movies.
he's the guy that did Despacito. Like I heard those tones and that
He could also be like the next JT. He doesn't even have
listen,
to be like
right.
relegated to just Spanish music, right?
No, but what I'm saying is that with Luis Fonsi, like his Despacito, as we said in our 90s R&B tournament, was the the next song that took Boys to Men off of the charts for how long it ran at number 1 on the
Correct.
Hot 100. So I hear him having that kind of mega success, but doing it with a Latin song and a Spanish sound. Like I can hear that with Willie. I can see him being that big because of all of these qualities that he has as being a incredible singer,
Right.
but also an incredible dancer and performer on top of that. Like he was phenomenal. I was so happy. And it makes me so mad sometimes when you have singers come on that sing in Spanish. It's like the judges, just because they don't understand the language, can't hear the talent
Right.
behind the singer. So you almost have to be twice as good vocally in
Sure.
order to break through that barrier so that they can hear the vocal and not be so not concentrate so much on not understanding the lyrics. Because if the interpretation of the song, if you are able to emote and you're singing it really well, then that breaks that language barrier, and Willie did that.
He really did. Another thing that he did that I really liked is that, okay, this dude is a professional dancer, right? This is not a dancing competition. Willie's like, I don't need to show you that I can dance. My resume speaks for itself, but I'm going to really concentrate on my voice. I'm going to move. I'm going
Yes,
to entertain. But you should
yes,
be like,
he did not come out there with choreography,
right.
exactly.
And that's what I really appreciated. He's like, you know what? No, I'm a legit singer.
That's right.
I'm an incredible dancer, but this is the voice, and this is what I'm concentrating on. And I
That's
thought
great.
that was very professional and admirable of what he did in his performance.
I'm glad you pointed that out because I noticed it, but I didn't verbalize it. So I'm glad
Sure.
that you said that. Absolutely.
Yeah. So who did he wind up choosing?
Welcome to Team Legend.
Yeah, he did. I'm like looking at I don't know who I'm looking at. My imaginary Stephanie, like who I think is sometimes in the room with me when I'm watching this, and I'm just like, isn't John full? Like he just keeps getting these people, like these incredible artists. Like I'm just like, he's not full yet. Like
Right.
this one keeps choosing John. This is
Right.
crazy.
Right.
But yeah, Willie was awesome, and he's going to be an awesome threat. I really can't wait to hear what he does artistic wise to any of the songs that he is presenting going forward. It's going to be
Absolutely.
really good.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right, so who do we have next?
Next up was Olivia Eden. She's 15 years old from Long Valley, New Jersey. Whoop, whoop. And she sang This Town by Coach Nile.
Coach Nile. And Olivia was our leak, everyone. And let me just tell you, Stephanie and I, when I called Stephanie, I said, had you watched yet? And Stephanie's like, James, like she choked me up. She choked me up because she's so adorable. And it's not adorable. Oh, she's cute. No. She's a fierce talent, you all.
She is.
She's a fierce talent. In this 15-year-old, I said 15 going on 30. I said, that's insane because you don't find, I've mentioned this before on previous episodes, I said, you don't find young singers that have their sound like figured out at such a young age. Some people spend their entire careers. I'm still trying to figure out my sound, and I'm 40 today. I'm still trying to figure out my sound. So to be 15 and to give us all of the yodel, but it's more of a 90s Cranberries, Evanescence, early 2000s, just Jewel type of voice. But it's still very unique because of where she placed the quiver in her voice like that. And it was just, I loved it. It was so artistic. I said, and she was so like personable, like not apologetic, but almost like hi. Right. She was just like, hi. Like, oh, can I stand here? Like it was a sweet awkward, I guess.
Yes.
And I don't want to use awkward as a bad word in this case, but it was like, oh, okay, am I supposed to stand here? Like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that. Like that, almost apologetic.
Yes.
I still think for 15, she wasn't apologetic because the fact that she walked, and I'm referring to when she actually walked downstage and she walked towards the judges, like almost with authority.
Yeah.
Like that. And John was like, oh no, you might want to, oh, did I walk too far? John's like, oh no, you might want to get your mark back there.
Yeah.
And it was just, I loved it. I loved everything about this young lady. I love her backstory. I mean, she's had a taste of reality television, but for cooking, she's like a child chef.
Yes.
and so she's been on TV before, but has nothing to do with singing. And this girl, like, sis, if you can cook anywhere near as incredible of a singer you are, I want to eat your food, baby girl.
Can I get a plate? Can I get a plate?
A plate with a couple of pieces of tinfoil over it to take home, please. Because you can just tell, wow, it's kind of crazy that I'm about to say this, that how can you be a Renaissance person or a Renaissance woman or Renaissance man at 15? Like, that is so random. Like, she's just a creative, artistic person.
Yes.
Like, she's a chef and she's a singer and she's a teenager.
Right.
I loved her look. I loved her big glasses, her Where's Waldo glasses. I love that her face was kind of hiding behind her glasses and her hair. Like, I loved everything. She was so cute. She's adorable. I love it. Olivia, you are a fan favorite. And really, really, because we know that a lot of this show is about connecting with your audience, and just keep doing what you're doing, meaning keep being you, because there was an instant connection, I believe, with your audience, which is going to take you really far in the competition. Brava, young lady, brava. Stephanie?
I literally, like, I'm fighting back tears.
Yeah.
This, every time I think about this performance and I see this performance, I get hyper emotional about the whole thing. I think the first part is just her. Just the way she was standing, and she would kind of do this thing with her arm when she was singing. That was so, there were two words that I saw in the comments that were like perfect. It was charming and it was enchanting.
Yeah.
Now
Captivating, right?
Captivating. She reminded me of Mirabelle from Encanto, with the glasses and the dark curly hair, and just kind of being like, you know, confident but kind of a little awkward, and a little like, I was like, this is Mirabelle singing this song. It was such skilled singing though. Like, the floaty yodel that she was doing was really cool. And the way that she was able to emote the lyrics of this song was the thing that put the whole performance over the top, because I felt like she was connecting personally to what she was singing, and therefore I was connecting with what she was singing and with her as a person. She was giving me young Taylor Swift. Like, the way that she, in her phrasing, the little bit of the yodel, I remember Taylor doing that when she was younger. But she was also giving me like 70s singer-songwriter as well. Like, it was really interesting, the multitudes that were in her throat that I was hearing. Lastly, I'll say, God bless Carson Daly. Okay? Carson Daly was so, and is so, kind and sweet to every family that comes backstage. And there was a point where, well, all throughout the performance, Olivia's mother was getting so emotional, especially after the chairs turned. And he kind of just put his arm around her. It was like, you know, she's doing great, and, you know, this is great, and I'm so happy for you. And it's just these little quiet moments that we see from Carson that I like. He's the unsung hero of this show, because he brings the humanity behind what these artists are really doing and what the families are really feeling in the background. So all of that made this whole entire performance just really touching and really emotional for me. And I love that she was bold enough to sing a Niall Horan song in front of the Niall Horan. And it was incredible. It was bold, and he was the first to turn, and he turned with authority. He hit his button like, yes, and I love that.
Did you see how, even, you know, someone has a presence that, even though Gwen and John didn't turn around, did you see just how happy they were in hearing?
Yeah, and the joy on both of their faces when Niall and Reba turned, and Olivia did this little like giggle. She was like in between her lines, and they looked over at her, like they looked over at each other. Like, that was so adorable and so human. I love all these really human moments that we've been getting during this competition.
Stephanie, you brought up a really good point that I was thinking of, and I was like, of course, she took the words right out of my mouth. I said, don't let Olivia sing a Taylor Swift song on this show. It's going to be over. Done. And I'm not talking about an anti-hero, right? I'm talking about any of Taylor's catalog. It's going to be done. It's going to be done. Don't let her sing a Taylor Swift song. It'll be crazy.
I'll be on the floor.
Who did Olivia wind up going with?
Coach Niall.
She had to have. Not when you're singing his song.
Ooh, she sang that thing down. Oh,
She did.
Yes.
Now should have been like saying like, "You're the reason why I wrote this song." Like,
Absolutely.
type of voice is the reason why I wrote this song. Like,
Absolutely.
yeah, she brought Niall's song to another level, and that's already a really good song.
It's a beautiful song.
Yeah,
Ooh, Lord have mercy. Okay.
awesome. Well, who do we have next?
Next up was Caitlin Quisenberry. She's 27 years old from Denver, Colorado, and she sang Rainbow by Casey Musgraves.
Let me tell you something. This young lady was like, you know what? I sang up my pappy's, her grandfather. She called Pappy, I think.
Yeah.
I'm a church girl. I
Yeah.
was raised in my pappy's church, singing in his church. She said, but I wanted to focus on my education. Homegirl went to Pepperdine University, which is one of the most difficult universities. Beautiful school in Malibu. And then she's like, you know what? I'm going to law school. So she went to Pepperdine Law and was like, what? You know what? I'm going to chase that dream.
Yeah.
I want to chase that dream. So then she, released songs independently, and Caitlin already has an incredible look for music. And I just was like, you know what? Caitlin is just a solid singer.
Yeah.
Okay, like nothing. She didn't do anything fancy.
Yeah.
Didn't do all these runs. But it's another one of those singers that's like, is talented enough to say, I'm going to do, and I'm going to show you. I have a feeling she's going to show us what she's got a little bit later, but I'm going to do enough to get on this show. And then I'm gonna release the Kraken, as they say. I would just say, Caitlin, watch the way you hold a note, because that's kind of where you got to work on your breath support a little bit. Because the pitch, there was a little bit of a pitch issue only on the sustained notes, only on the notes that you held, but everything else was really, really strong. I think Caitlin, because she's more towards country, I think she's going to have a strong following.
Right.
She's very likable, very pleasant person, and she's got a very warm look and has a very warm sound.
Yes.
That goes along with her very inviting look. Stephanie?
Absolutely. And a very warm spirit, too.
Yeah.
I thought that she had like one of those true blue female country sounds, which is interesting because I don't think that we've had a lot of that this season. We've had more of our female country singers more lean more into like the rock kind of gritty country, where she seems more like true blue, straight up kind of Reba country.
Right.
Which is kind of cool to hear. I really appreciated and loved how great of a communicator of the song she was. Like, I was really feeling the emotion that she was singing this song with, because I believe she was kind of dedicating the song to her grandfather.
Yeah.
What I would say, and what I've said in the past about when you sing these emotional songs that you're really connected to and dedicating to people, is to be sure that you can execute the song the way that you want to, even past the emotion, because sometimes the emotion of not only who you're dedicating the song to, but also the emotion of the situation come together, and it causes you to have some of those pitch issues that I too heard at some of the ends of her lines, and also at the beginning of the song was a little shaky for me. But as the song kind of continued, I felt like she got past some of that and was able to really deliver the song well enough to get some chair turns and to get on the show. So I can't wait to see what Caitlin does moving on in the competition.
So who did Caitlin go ahead with?
Her fellow redhead.
Of course. She said, gotta go with the redhead.
Yes.
So Reba.
Yes, absolutely.
Hope you enjoy those tots too, Caitlin.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so who is our next singer for the evening?
Next up was Tenae. She's 33 years old from Riverside, California, and she sang Bada Buddha by Ella Mai.
That's
This is my jam. Can I tell you, in the last 5 years or so, whenever this song came out, this was like my new jam. Like, this is the song. This is the
Yeah.
just kind of in the cut song.
I was like, okay, Karen got a little resume. She
Yes.
had a Grammy commercial spot.
Come on.
And then she had her girl group. I saw her little R&B girls group.
Yes. Yes.
I said, okay. But she said,
Yes.
things just weren't hitting. So, you know what? I'm going for it. I said, you are 100% giving me that. Mary, Keisha Cole,
Yes.
Brandy,
Mm-hmm.
Monica.
Mm-hmm.
Like, especially, Stephanie had made a point that she sounded like Monica. And I was like, I don't know if I heard Monica so much. But then when I put back in my good ears, I said, oh, she had a Monica vowel. She said, like, how Monica goes, right.
Right.
Yeah, she did that. And I said, oh, okay. I hear the Monica in the voice. I said, okay. I said, I love the voice. I said, I love the freedom in her singing. I said, the thing with this song, you just got to watch with a song like a more up-tempo and a modern up-tempo, you got to watch the execution of this song because people have found that it's not as easy to perform a more up-tempo or a more song with a good beat, right? With a good bop, as they say.
Yes.
I said, watch your timing because I felt like her timing was a little off at points. But the voice was really good. And it was a little bit more, I don't know the word, just a little bit more like tough, right? A little bit more Mary J. Blige. But she had some great runs. Like she did this one run. I was like, yo. And I just feel like she can definitely bring that more urban contemporary sound that I think the voice needs. The voice needs any type of genre on it personally, if you ask me.
Yes.
But I loved Car's whole vibe.
Mm-hmm.
I just loved it. And and I'm so glad she made it on the show because we need a talent like hers.
Yes.
That's a little bit more,
strong.
Yes, a little bit more strong.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm so glad. I'm so glad she's on it. So Stephanie?
Yes. So she was giving me definitely those 90s, and she said that she was influenced heavily by 90s R&B, and you could hear it all throughout her throat. On top of all the other names that you mentioned, I heard Coco from SWV. Yep. Like I heard some Coco in there. It's so interesting because this song is not, and the way that LMI sings is not that urban R&B sound that you hear. She has more of like a pop leaning R&B song. So what I love, and on top of that, this song kind of stays right in a cut.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of melodic differentiation and there's not a lot of range to this song. So what I love that Kara did was that she built in the range with some of her vocal choices and some of the runs that she put in, because this song could have went very linear very quickly. But in choosing the song or in doing the song, she built in some of those runs. Oh, you know who else I saw that somebody said that she sounded like Solange?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And I was like, I really do hear that. Absolutely. So I think that with her adding all of the color that she was adding into this song, I think that might have affected her timing a little bit. So upon first hearing the song, it kind of threw me off because this song is very much in the cut. It's very groovy. And when you're not singing right on the timing, it kind of messes up the feel of the song. But then when I put it in my good ears, it didn't bother me as much. And I could really focus on the vocal choices that she was making. And they were really good. Like she has a really, really, really wonderful voice. And I can't wait to see what she does in the rest of the competition because there is nobody vocally like her in this competition.
No, ma'am.
And you and I, we did a whole tournament. This is one of our, this is a voice styling and sound that we really, really love and makes us feel really nostalgic. So absolutely. I'm really, really interested and really, really excited to see what she's going to do in the rest of the competition.
Yeah. Really, really good audition. Really, like you said, strong audition.
Yes.
I was like, okay, I can see that she's a pro. Like she's been in the game, as they say.
Yes.
I was very proud of her, and I really hope that she does go far in this competition.
Yes.
Who did she wind up choosing?
She went with Coach Gwen.
Great pickup, because Gwen is all about styling, all about, and Gwen is legit. Like, I love it when Gwen reminds people, you know what? I have sung in all genres. Like,
come on,
from country to reggae, right?
Yes.
Everything in between.
Yes.
So if you pick me, I've not only sung, I've been successful in all genres.
You better talk about that.
The key.
Yes.
So not only is Gwen a style icon, sure, but she's also a fierce artist as well.
That's right. That's right.
Anyone that goes with Gwen is going to get that maternal connection, because Gwen, from what we hear, is very maternal, and they're going to get the styling, and they're going to get the who are you as an artist.
Right.
You can be whoever you want to be, but just be the authentic you.
That's right.
So
absolutely.
I think that's what I felt like, that's what she was trying to, like, she's coming on this show because she knows she's got talent. She knows she's got the look. She's coming on the show to kind of find her identity.
That's right. That's right.
She was so good.
She was.
So, awesome pickup for Gwen.
Yes.
All right. So Stephanie, oh gosh, I can barely even talk. Who is our last, but definitely not least performer?
That's right. It was Caleb Sasser.
Oh my goodness.
27 years old. He's living in Los Angeles, California right now, but that's by way of Goldsboro, North Carolina.
I heard North Carolina all in that throat.
Oh, all up in that throat. I was like, you ain't from LA. Where you from? And he's, y'all, he sang Another Sad Love Song by Toni Braxton.
Let's pause for a second. I'm going to repeat it. He sang Another Sad Love Song by, as Stephanie always says, the Toni Braxton. Hallowed ground songs that you don't come on these shows and sing. First of all, in his intro, he's a music teacher, right? Okay, that's number one. So he's like really into teaching younger kids. He's not even older. He doesn't even teach older kids. So he's a music teacher and he teaches voice. And I'm just like, okay, I'm getting excited because, that's my background. And then he was like, okay, so I'm going to do Another Sad Love Song by Toni Braxton, but I'm going to do my own version of it. I said, right. Okay, that's either going to be incredible or Stephanie and I are going to be like, right. But Stephanie and I also mentioned to each other last night that, okay, this is the last performance of the night. So I have a feeling, and Stephanie got done like way before. Like I started like when Stephanie was done. Stephanie, she does such a good job of keeping a complete poker face with her voice. I can't see her, but she doesn't lead on to anything. She didn't even say, oh, just wait. She didn't say anything like that. So I get to this, and then it's crazy when you know it's going to be a special performance before, number one, you even see the artist, but you hear what the band is introing with.
I said, if that's Paul on the keys, I said, go ahead, Paul. Paul was happy. I could tell by his intro that Paul was happy. And
it was almost like a stripped down version
1000%.
Another sad love song. It was another bad song. Bad meaning good.
Yes.
But it was almost like a stripped down. I don't want to say jazz, but
no, there was jazz influences.
There were jazz elements.
Yeah.
But this young man's voice, like first note, since I said it's done. He said since. I said, okay, everybody else can go home. And y'all, we have heard monster singers audition this season. Like monster singers. Right. But then Stephanie and I were talking earlier, there's just another level. an X factor, not to use reference to another singing competition show or talent competition show. There is just an X factor. These intangibles that you can't just say. You can't put your finger on it, but they're just special.
Right.
This dude is just special. He said that the original song goes, and I'm all shook up. He said, and I'm all shook up. I said, and then he just went, since you've been gone. I said, it's as if Anita Baker and Toni Braxton like fused into a throat, right? And the crazy thing was, if you know the history of Toni Braxton, how Toni Braxton got her start, Babyface wrote these songs in the early 90s and he sent them to Anita. Anita was like, I'm gonna take a hiatus. I need to be a mother.
Right.
I had this incredible career in the 80s. It's time for me to I want to have kids before I'm too old. So she sent her the song. Toni did the demo for the song to send to Anita.
Yes.
Anita sent it back and said, I'm not ready to come back. But how about that young lady who you have singing on the demo? Now that's a voice. The rest is history. This is not an urban legend. This truly did happen.
It's real. Yeah.
How Toni Braxton got her start. And we have a special love for Toni Braxton. Number one, because she's one of the biggest singers of all time, but she's also from this area. And all of her, her entire family and all the sisters and Tamar and all them, they're all from this area. And we claim Toni being DMV proud, right? So you took a song by an artist who's an icon, and a very famous and a very stylized song, particularly stylized song, and you made it your own.
Yeah.
And you put some of the artists of who this song may have originally been written for, because this is early Toni Braxton, right? So it was just crazy. And I'm going to let Stephanie talk to the cherry on top as to what he had the nerve to do in the middle of the song that John Legend lost his mind on, Mr. Caleb. Caleb, if you watch, I've been saying to Stephanie, I've been calling Stephanie like, Caleb, that dark. I'll admit it, Caleb, I was cussing last night. Like I'm not going to tell y'all what I said because it's a family show. But I was cussing because when something is sung and executed with the level that you executed that, and it was just effortless. You were just walking around the stage.
Right.
I was like, boy, you gotta sing. It was insane. It was insanity. And it was just like, dude, what I loved is I heard the break in your voice, but you made the break work for you with a yodel, right? You put a little yodel into it, but Stephanie brought up this point. She said, James, did you hear the air? Like the like I can't even do what he does, but it was just cool. And it was like butter, baby. It was like butter.
Yeah.
To hear you sing, and I have been playing You're the One, Caleb. There's always one where
There's always one.
Over and over and over again. And You're the One, young man. You are the one. And I don't have anything else to say about you. Your voice and your spirit, you emote humbleness or humility, excuse me. You emote just gentleness, kindness, love.
Come on, fruits of the spirit.
The spirit. It's all like in you, young man. It really, really is. And as I always say, the sky is the limit for you. Stephanie?
It was a vocal and a musical arrangement masterpiece.
Yeah.
What James was alluding to is that at the back end of the song, he finished the chorus, and the last line of the chorus is, "And it's all because of you." Now, when we got to you, my man decided I'm gonna do a little scatting, and
John
this,
Legend.
the scatting was just as effortless and executed just as perfectly and flawlessly as the rest of the vocal. And it literally made John Legend stand up out of his seat
Out of that chair.
in awe. In awe. Because, like I was telling James earlier, you didn't see it coming. Like, I didn't see it coming. Even with the jazz undertones that the arrangement had in it, I did not see scatting coming. Because I'm singing along. I'm like, it is all because of you. That's why I love me some Tony. Come on. And I'm like, you. And he's like, you. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Like, an already perfect arrangement. He just took it to another level, and it was crazy. It was absolutely crazy. One of the things that impressed me about the whole vocal was the floating that he did, and you talked about this a little bit, between his chest voice and his falsetto. Like, you never knew what he was going to do. After he did that in the first couple lines, it was like, where's he going to throw the falsetto in now? Like, what is he going to do? It was so effortless. And they were such sweet vocal surprises that were going on in this song. And again, like, this is my jam. And just like James said, when he said what he was going to sing, I was like, okay, like, you better deliver, because this is the jam.
Good luck.
Good luck. And by the end, James and I were basically saying, Tony, you gonna have to call this man and tell him that song belongs to him now. I'm sorry, you're gonna have to call him and tell him the song don't belong to you no more. It is Caleb Sasser's. It's his first single off of his album. It belongs to him.
Yeah, they were like I loved. Niall was looking at him in just pure wonderment. Like, he just was like, like he just couldn't believe it.
Right. So here's what I heard. I heard this roundness in his voice, this open quality in his voice, and I heard really good diction in his voice. All of who reminded me in those things of Luther Vandross.
Yeah. Not Luther's tone.
Not his tone, no.
But the diction,
the quality of his voice.
The improvisation of what Luther does, how Luther goes between his head and his chest.
Yes.
150%.
Yes. Yes.
It was like Luther Vandross in a different voice. It was kind of freaky.
Yes.
You were so right.
Yeah.
You are so right with that, Stephanie. Spot on.
It was phenomenal. It was one of the most phenomenal things that we've seen.
What did he have the nerve to do at the very end of the song, Stephanie?
What did he do at the end of the song? Okay. So the beginning of the original song has Tony basically saying, whoa, whoa, whoa. So at the end of the song, as his outro, basically, he did the intro. He did the intro. And it took me the second listen to understand that that's what he was doing. And that's when my mind completely exploded. And that's when I was like, okay, you are not only an incredible vocalist, you, sir, are a master arranger. Yeah. Because you took the base of the song and you deconstructed it and you put it back together and added all these elements in it and then flipped it.
He put the intro as the outro, took it up an octave. Because Tony, the intro into that, Tony's singing in her basement, right? She's singing in her lows. Like, he's doing the intro as the outro.
He's doing the intro.
Hey, look, stop it. You're too much. You're too much, son. You're too much. You're just too darn much. In a good way, sir. You
In a good
killed
way.
it. You really murder, death, kill. 187 done. Competition. Well, if I was there when Caleb auditioned, I'd be like, okay, well, where's my suitcase? Because I'm going home. Where's my suitcase?
Who he gonna battle?
Who he gonna battle?
Who he gonna battle?
Obviously with.
Welcome to Team Legend. Welcome to Team Legend.
And that's a scary thing. Stephanie and I have been saying this all season long. I said these battles are going to be painful because there are too many good singers. And not just good singers, there's too many excellent singers. There's too many great singers where we're going to be hurt. We're going to be hurt.
We're going to be big mad.
It hurts in the lives.
Yes.
Hurt in the lives. No.
Yeah. Wow.
Dude, I want to sing like you when I grow up.
Come on.
Caleb, I want to sing like you when I grow up. I do.
Mm-hmm.
Incredible.
Mm-hmm. Incredible.
Wow, Stephanie, what a night. What a night.
Yeah.
It was a wonderful way to bring in my born day. I tell you. And we're not done yet.
No, we've still got more.
We still got more.
We've got more. Who else is going to show up?
They got to, because as we know historically, as the not battles, as the blinds progress, the talent gets better and better.
Exactly.
Because we don't know what order they film in, but it's just crazy. So now they got to be really particular in who they select because they only have a few more slots left. And like Reba said, I ain't pushing that button until they move me.
Well, and that's the interesting thing because by the time we get to this time in the blinds, they do say more like, I push my button and I only have one more spot on my team. So I feel like the people that we do see at the end are probably filmed closer to the end because they are saying to them, we only have one spot or two spots left. And at that point, they are very particular about who they are pushing their button for. So the level of singing is that much greater because they're being really super picky by that time.
Absolutely. Well, Stephanie, what another amazing week. I really cannot wait for Friday's leak or early release because it's going to be insane as they always are.
That's right.
Shout out to all the contestants who've made it thus far. This is a 6th season, so it's really saying something to your talent.
Yes.
That you have made it onto this prestigious long-running show.
Yes.
So Stephanie, tell everybody what they need to hear.
So don't forget to follow and subscribe to the Pitchy Podcast on your favorite podcast platform so you can be the first to know when we drop a new episode. And also check us out on YouTube. Search for the Pitchy Podcast and hit that subscribe button so you know when we drop a new video. And last, don't forget to follow us on Instagram at the Pitchy Podcast for new episode alerts, episode clips, and so much more.
All right. Well, we'll see you next week for night 7 of the blinds. Here we go.
Here we go.
Have a wonderful end of your week, everyone. Bye.
Bye.